Christ and Latter-day Saints teaches that humans were procreated in pre-existence before the creation of this universe. So last time the Mormons were at my front step, I really got into this point with them. I said, you know, you guys believe that all of us were spiritual babies, spiritual children in heaven before entering embryos, correct? And they say, correct. That's what we believe. And I say, well, how did these spiritual children, these spiritual babies come into an existence? And they immediately tried to skirt the question and started talking about family values and how exciting their local church was, et cetera. I said, no, I really want to talk about this. I'm really interested. Where did these spiritual children come from? They did not want to answer. They kept changing it. Finally, I said, well, don't you guys teach that the spiritual father had a spiritual wife, a mother, and that they procreated in pre-existence and created all these spiritual babies? And one of them looked at the other and they said, yes, that's what we believe. And I said, that's just crazy. That's just crazy. Basically, what you have here is you have a God and a goddess who are coming together. Remember, Joseph Smith taught that this God and allegedly this goddess were once human, so apparently they still have some kind of body and are having some kind of intercourse to create all of these spiritual children who then later are pushed into embryos and then grown into humans. That is the Mormon teaching. Now, the Catholic Church teaches, as we always have, and going back into the Old Testament and the Jewish tradition, that each baby is created from a father and a mother, a human father and a human mother, and that when that embryo comes together, God infuses a new soul. So there aren't souls up in heaven waiting to be dropped into embryos. Every time a baby is conceived, God creates a new soul. So the act of creation is still going on in the case of humans. God is creating souls. That's the Catholic teaching.